let your body be. Downtown, we let it go. Sunset high and our bodies low.
In 2020, you'll probably know that today's tallest building is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. However, this record can be exceeded by 2020 in Saudi Arabia. They plan to complete the construction of the Jeddah Tower. This will be the first one to reach the 1 kilometer high mark that same year. The private company Bezalel Aerospace, dedicated to space tourism, will launch into orbit a ship that could become a hotel for Earthlings. The testing of these ships were successful, and one of them was used by cosmonauts at the ISS as a storage facility. In 2024, SpaceX is sending a rocket of the same name to Mars, with different loads, and a couple of decades later, the first settler on the red planet would arrive. Can you imagine if you think that the idea of moving people to another planet is delusional? Then you should know that this is completely possible. UN experts predict that by 2025, the world's population will grow to 8 billion people, and by 2050, it will be 10 billion. In 2028, Venice will be uninhabited. This doesn't mean that the city will be completely underwater, but there is reason to believe that living there will be impossible due to a significant increase in the water levels. In 2029, the Apophis asteroid will approach Earth at 23,859 miles, which can lead to the collision of this last stone with our planet, but we hope we won't share the same fate as the dinosaurs when this hot bottle will fly by. In 2033, as we say, the most likely planet for life is Mars. In 2033, not only a cargo will be sent to this planet, but also a true manned mission called Aurora. Researchers want to make sure that the planet is suitable for many people. By 2040, an experimental thermonuclear reactor will begin to work. The construction starting in 2007 in southern France, 40 miles from Marseille. If someone doesn't know, this is necessary to get a lot of energy. The advantage of this reactor is its safety, because even in the event of an accident, the amount of emissions will be so small, but there won't be a need for an evacuation. By 2050, the colonization of Mars will begin. By this time, people will be able to fly to the red planet within the framework of the Mars One project, but before that, scientists will have to solve many interplanetary travel problems. There is information that a special interplanetary elevator or something like that is planned to be built, but there's no official confirmation of such a novelty. Well, we told her about the course change on the planet. You ready to get further? In 2100, the weather would be ruined and chaos would roll over the world. The average daily temperature on the planet will begin to rise, while disease and the likelihood of war will increase. If you don't believe us, just take a look at the situation in today's world. Regions of America are increasingly feeling the lack of water and suffering from droughts, while other regions suffer from terrible floods. Due to heavy rain each year, and there are more and more cases of forest fires due to the abnormal heat, and this global cataclysm has one reasonable, according to NASA experts. It's because if the carbon dioxide which we emit in vast quantities into the atmosphere by 2100 is equal to 900 as a result of these adverse changes, the average daily summer temperature in cities such as Paris, London will be over 30 degrees Celsius. There's almost a 100% chance that Himalayan glaciers in Everest region will melt. As long as this event will lead humankind to its end, nevertheless by the year 300 the temperature can rise by 15 degrees Celsius worldwide, and the sea level will rise more than 36 feet, flooding most of London as a result of these sudden changes. The UK lost the warm Gulf Stream ocean surface temperature will drop and increase. This can lead to the flooding of large areas of Bangladesh, Florida, and many other places that are too low above sea level. As a result, hundreds of millions of people will lose their homes. This in turn can affect the entire marine ecosystem. Such unprecedented information is an excellent food for meditation, isn't it? But it's not too late to avoid a global catastrophe, because everything is in our hands. 4,000. Due to population growth, consumption of goods produced on the planet will also increase. Even if scientists succeed transferring some people to other planets, then it will be difficult to rebuild factories and plants here. Therefore, to feed a colossal population of several dozen billion people, there will be thousands of farms operating in the oceans that will be produce food at an incredible scale. In this ocean farm, not only fish but also algae with grown which will then be used as food and fuel. Science and technology will go one step further, so it's almost 100% likely telepathy will become one of the usual ways to increase brain functionality. Perceiving thoughts and transferring them to a distance will become a familiar habit, like regarding, for example. Scientists will be able to create people with the highest level of intelligence. People in the future will give them an opportunity for the eternal life of the body. This means that the modern problems have impaired hearing, vision, and aging of the skin would simply disappear, because in your body have nanobots that flow through all circulatory system and repairing cells. By the year 5000, also the language and currency borders will also be erased due to the large number of people that will inhabit the planet. Humans will be in much closer contact with each other than they are now. Therefore, there will just a bunch of major languages that can be counted on one hand. There will be a single currency or an entirely electronic money that can be used anywhere in the world. 7,000 to 8,000. Although many things on Earth will change, but the Earth will continue to revolve around the Sun. The Moon will continue to orbit the Earth. However, astronomical cycles will trend slowly but significantly. The gravitational opposition between the Earth and the Moon will persist, but our satellite will move away several inches each year, decreasing in the sky, until it finally becomes so small that it can no longer cause a total solar eclipse. Any parts of body will be replaced by artificial organs. That's not all the problem of limb loss or injury. Anyone can replace any parts of body with a new bionic detail. Artificial languages will also be created to communicate with the robot. You just need to click a button or run some program. In 10,000 or 12,000 years, the population of the planets may well become an immortal robotic army living in an environmentally clean world with nanobots. Care about disease will disappear. There will be no wars. There are just assumptions from scientists and analysts. There's only one way to verify them live until they come true.